Now, this is some news I'm excited to share, a developing story where there is a potential breakthrough for millions of people suffering from Alzheimer's disease, as well as their families. So the FDA has just approved a new treatment drug, and it's the first that the agency has approved in 18 years. But, of course, it is not without controversy. So let's go ahead and bring in NBC News senior medical correspondent, Dr. John Torres. Dr. John, I have been so excited by this news, just the potential of the relief that it could offer families. How exactly does the drug work?
And Morgan, you're not alone in being excited about this, but there are other experts that are a little more hesitant about how the whole thing is panned out and what this approval actually means. But this is the first drug since 2003 that's been approved for Alzheimer's. And as opposed to the drugs before that we now have on hand, those drugs treat the symptoms of Alzheimer's, but they don't get to the base of what's actually causing it. This drug, on the other hand, it's a monoclonal antibody. So it actually uses the antibodies to attack the amyloid plaques in the brain. Those are the plaques that essentially clog up the brain and one of the markers of Alzheimer's disease, and they get rid of those plaques. What we don't know is what happens when that happens. And some of the studies were showing good progression and slowing down dementia. Others were showing not such good progression. And so, again, it's very controversial, and that's why experts are going back and forth on it right now.
But help explain a little bit more about that backlash, Dr. John. I mean, why did an independent counsel recommend actually rejecting the drug? And what was the FDA's rationale for deciding to approve it?
And this is where it gets pretty complicated, Morgan, because what initially happened is this company came for approval a few months ago. The FDA declined it, so they went back and they looked at their data. The FDA declined it because the data just wasn't showing any improvement. They went back and looked at the data, and in the data they found, at least in one study, that at higher doses it seemed to help out a little bit. So they came back to the FDA with that, and they said, look, it's showing some improvement here, and we need a drug that can show some improvement. Other experts said, you know, between the studies, one study showed no improvement, another study showed a little bit of improvement. It's just not where we want it to be right now. And so that's why they said, you know, we probably shouldn't have approved it, and we rejected it the first time. And that's why the independent panel said no. But the FDA went against that and said, let's go ahead and approve it anyway. And they just made that decision today. Which
is interesting, Dr. John, because I can only imagine how many families are just desperate and would do anything to get their hands on this drug just to have a shot at hope. So for those who may be able to take this drug, how much would something like this cost?
So the drug is going to be a little bit expensive, and that's part of the controversy behind it, too. Upwards of maybe $50,000 a year. Some estimates are around $8,000 a year. Hopefully insurance will cover it. But you're right, and that's one of the reasons the FDA said, you know, let's open this up. There's a couple things. One is they said, let's give these families hope, but they also were concerned that if this got denied, if this got declined, the Alzheimer's Association said that their fear was that other researchers would stop doing their research and we wouldn't have anything going forward. Since this has been approved now, they're saying that opens the door to more research, and we should get more drugs down the pipeline as time goes on, Morgan.
Well, more research in this area is only a good thing, right, to help a lot of families who need this. Dr. John Torres, thank you for explaining this controversial but also very exciting news for a lot of people. We appreciate you being with us.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.